Hey guys, and welcome to your first week here at Rasmussen College Comparative Politics. I'm Christopher Howard, and as you guys have seen in the introduction in Student Lounge General Questions and on our overall announcement board, I'm your professor for the next 6 weeks. Very exciting class, guys. It is a very quick and quick pace class for as we're going to be covering a lot of material here in the coming weeks as well. So hopefully everybody's going to enjoy the class and learn a lot about the world and learn a lot about the other nations of the world. And what's interesting about comparative politics is it's an interesting class because we start off with the United States and review our government and how it works and how it functions, and we'll compare that to other nations around the globe and see what the similarities and differences are between us and other nations. We'll also be covering a lot of big systemic issues. This first week we'll be starting with a big issue. We'll start with globalization and talk about how globalization in terms of the overall economy, international organizations like the European Union, how the world has kind of changed a little bit. The world's become more interconnected. There's more international cooperation in terms of marketplaces, in terms of multinational corporations being allowed to move and sell their goods in certain countries and have production facilities in other countries like China. So it's a very interesting discussion on globalization. We'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages. First week, guys, there's a paper due this week on globalization, advantages and disadvantages. So please make note of that. It's due on this coming Sunday. Also, guys, our first live classroom for Module 1 is going to be this coming Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The information to log in is located on the main page of the class, so please make sure to catch that as well also. Initial discussion board postings, guys, are due by this coming Wednesday, with reply postings due this coming Friday. After this week, the initial postings will be moved till Tuesday. So please make note to get your initial posting up by the end of the day on Wednesday, and your reply postings have to be up by the end of the day on Friday. If you don't attend the live classroom, guys, there will be posted a poll question that you must answer correctly in order to get credit for the attendance. You only get one shot at it, guys. So if you choose not to come, you have to remember you're going to have to listen to the recording of the class and then answer that poll question correctly in order to get credit for attending the class. So there's a lot of things coming up here in week 1. Also, guys, remember to introduce yourself over in the student lounge. That's over there for you guys as well, too. So please make sure to go over there and introduce yourself within the student lounge this week. Also, guys, in terms of some other things that are coming up this week in terms of the class, also, again, we are going to be looking at a lot of material this coming 6 weeks. There's a main paper coming up. There'll be reminders throughout the coming weeks of it. Your paper topic is going to be due in week 2, outline and thesis statement in week 3, and the main paper due in week 5. I think there's around 5 countries to pick from. You get to pick a country and then pick an issue that you want to talk about that's going on within that country. It's got countries like the United States, Iran, Mexico. So there's about 5 countries to pick from. So you have to pick from one of those 5 countries if you want to start looking at that already. You cannot pick any nations not listed in those 5. So remember, guys, to look at those 5 and pick those. One of those is your topic, and then you can select what issue you want to talk about in those. And it could be anything from like immigration to gun control to climate change to whatever you want to talk about. And you'll submit that to me in week 2 as part of the assignment for that week. There are quizzes and a final exam in the class. Now, guys, this class has been revised a little bit, so you guys are one of the first classes under the revision. So there'll be quizzes in weeks, I think, around 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a final examination coming up around week 6, I believe. So there are going to be quizzes and finals for you guys to think about, too, because we will have a weekly quiz every week and then a final exam at the end of the class. So think about that, too, guys. Make sure you're keeping up with your readings, keeping up with all the materials. Like I said, it's a 6-week class, and it is a very hectic class. If you need me for anything, guys, I can be contacted by email. You guys have my Rasmussen email. It's listed there on the main page. And office hours are on Tuesdays and Sundays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, and my contact information is also listed on the main page. So please make sure, guys, to access that and take care of that as well, too. If you need me for anything, I'm always here to help. With that, guys, have a great first week, and hope to see everybody here on Thursday night in our first live classroom.